All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the Bottom Line Live. Tonight, we're going to talk about taxes, tax deadlines. We're going to talk about tax planning deadlines. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff because you guys probably know this. It is all coming up or, almost over anyways. So I wanted to do a whole live on this bottom line live because it's something I get asked about a lot and also something that I get asked about a lot last minute. So I want to try to avoid that as much as possible. And I wanted to talk about it now so that way nobody was surprised that taxes were coming up due. So I don't know about you guys, but most of my clients extended their tax returns. So that means that their tax filing deadline is September 15th for S Corps and October 15th for pretty much everything else. So keep that in mind. If you are on my Facebook Live or if you're on my Zoom Live, then feel free to ask any questions. I will go in there and check if I have any questions for anybody. Oh, great. I've got people. Hi. Good. So I'm probably going to talk about this for like a whole half an hour. No, I won't because there's more to say. But let me tell you guys a little bit of stuff that's happened recently for my company. Actually, I might as well do this while we're here. We actually just hired 4 more bookkeepers. So I have 7 bookkeepers right now. It's a little bit insane, where everyone's kind of learning all the ropes as far as, hey, Lexi, thanks for joining. Everyone's kind of learning all the ropes as far as all the software that we use. We've got 130 companies that we do bookkeeping for now. So, we're getting some good organization in. We're going to get like account reps. So Celeste isn't the only one that talks to everybody all the time. I know everyone's super excited about that because it's hard to talk to everybody when you only have one person and 7 bookkeepers under you. So just wanted to do a shout out to let you guys know that we've got big things coming up, exciting things coming up. And then I'm going to dive into tax stuff. Okay, so this is right now, it is July 7th. So we have just over 2 months for the tax filing deadline for most of you guys, because most of my clients, I know most small companies in the US are actually taxed as an S corporation. Whether you're a corporation taxed as an S corporation or an LLC taxed as a corporation, you have until September 15th filing deadline to get that filed. So what do you need by that point? You need to have all of your books done for 2021. If you don't have it done yet and you're going to need help on it, now is the time to reach out, because all the people that reach out to us in August, I don't know that we'll, in August or late August, your CPA is going to want it by the end of August at the very latest, so that they have time to do everything. And even that, your CPA wants all the information right now, so they have enough time to do everything, to gather all the reports, ask you any questions, and get it all sent out. So, but the very, very latest, they're going to want it by the end of August. In order for almost any bookkeeping company or any bookkeeper to get what you need by the end of August, we need it now. Like, maybe there might be room for some people who come at the beginning of August and say that, oh, hey, by the way, can you catch up my bookkeeping? That maybe we'll be able to fit them in. But realistically, if you know, because we have a waiting list, even with the 7 bookkeepers that I have right now, we have a waiting list. So if you know that you're going to need your 2021 books done, so you can get a P&L and balance sheet for your CPA, and you're going to need it by, September 1st or August, what is August, 30, 31? I hope it's 31. then we need it now. So I just want to reiterate that as many times as possible. And it's not just me. It's not just me saying that. It's any bookkeeper. They need it now. It's a lot of work to do a whole year. Whether you made, 200,000 for the year or whether you made 5 million for the year, it takes hours to catch it all up. And then if you went in and tried to do some of it yourself, it might take even longer for the bookkeeper. Unfortunately, I don't want to be mean, but it's kind of true, because then we have to go in and unravel things, and unraveling things in QuickBooks Online takes 3 to 10 times as long as it does to do it right the first time. So I just want to reiterate that you need it now. If you are not an S corporation, if you're a sole proprietor and you don't need it done until October 15, great. Still send it to us now so that we can put you in line and get it done. I mean, I know it's always tax season when you're in the financial services industry. We've got the January 1099 W-2 tax season. Then we have to get everything ready by March 1st for all of our clients, for the ones that are trying to file, for March 15. Then you've got a kind of a small reprieve in the summer, and then it's the extension time. And then you go right back into trying to get everything done for the end of the year. Okay, so I probably can say that 10 more times, and I probably will. But the next thing that I want to talk about is tax planning, because this happens every single year. We give someone their P&L and they go, well, how can I get, my profit less? Well, that's what tax planning is for, because here's the thing, guys, you're paying taxes on your profit. Now, profit doesn't, we dream of tax season. Yeah, we dream of 1099s. I feel like I just did 1099s, but it's coming up again around the corner. Okay, so profit doesn't mean the same to the IRS as what it means to you and me when we think about profit, right? Like when I think about profit, I think what's left over in the bank account after all of the bills and everything else. But that's not what the IRS thinks of as profit. So sometimes this happens. I run into, business owners, they get their profit and loss statement and it says they have 100,000 in profit. And they're like, what are you talking about? There's no money in the bank. Right, because some of the things that you pay out of your business aren't tax deductions. For instance, when you pay yourself money as a business owner in distributions or draws or whatever you want to call it, that's considered profit. You paid it to yourself, it's profit. If you are an S Corp, for instance, and you're paying taxes out of your business, you're paying, what you consider them business taxes, but the IRS doesn't consider them business taxes. They consider it personal taxes because it's passed through to the owner. So if you pay those S Corp taxes out of your, well, not S Corp taxes, the pass-through taxes that the business owner has to pay, if you pay those out of your business bank account, that's still profit. It's not a tax deduction. There's other things as well, like, meals. This year they're fully deductible, but usually they're only deductible 50%. So that's not going to show on your profit and loss, but it's going to show on your taxes, and it's going to show that you owe taxes on that. So you have to keep in mind that not everything that you spend out of your business account is tax deductible, almost all of it. But when you pay yourself money, not through payroll, but as a distribution or draw as a business owner, that's not a tax deduction. Then there's going to be some things that you're going to say are business expenses that your CPA isn't going to agree with, and they're just going to move it. Like, for instance, let's say you buy a vehicle and you pay for it out of your business account, you pay the car payments. You have to track your mileage and give your CPA the mileage, and you have to be able to say how much of the mileage on the vehicle was for business. And if only some of it or a small percentage of it is for business, the CPA is going to only take that percentage of the car expense as a business expense. Let's say your company pays your home office rent or mortgage, and it pays the whole rent or mortgage. That's fine. You can do that out of your business bank account, but the CPA is only going to take the square footage as a business deduction. So there is more profit than what's left in your bank account. Profit is anything whether it's left in the bank account or not, that was made and not spent on business expenses. So that's what you have to think with. So how do you lower your tax bill based on the fact that your profit will be taxed? Well, first of all, obviously you invest into your business in order to make more money. So you can invest in more marketing, you can invest in equipment, things like that. That will give you some less profit right away, but more profit later, right? So you invest in your business to make more profit, and maybe for that year you have less profit. But that's another thing too. If you buy big equipment that costs, over $5,000, it's not all a deduction for that year. Only a certain percentage of it, because it gets split up over multiple years. So you have to decide what you're purchasing that can be deducted all in one year. There's certain clauses that the IRS has. For instance, if you buy a vehicle for business use over a certain weight, then all of it or most of it can get deducted in the same calendar year, as opposed to the word that they use, which is amortized, which means basically the price of it getting split up over a longer period of time with the interest and everything. So there's definitely more than one way to do it. But the most important thing, especially if you have a lot of profit and you're going to owe a lot of money in taxes, is tax planning. If you plan at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year, right now is tax planning season. So if you plan for 2022, what are the different things that you can do in order to save yourself money on taxes? Then that's what is going to make it so you owe less taxes when you file. There's a lot of strategies that you can do as a business owner. There's all kinds of things I've heard of. Like I said, there's the buying a business vehicle over a certain weight, right? There is renting out your property, for business events. You have 14 days a year, you can do that. There are qualified retirement accounts you can set up for yourself and your employees. There's all different things like that. If you don't have insurance yet for your employees, you can hire employees. There's a lot of different strategies. And depending on where you are with your company, in your life, with other assets that you have, they're going to be different. Like, I can't tell you without seeing any of your paperwork, or even if you show me all of your paperwork, because I'm not a tax planner, I can't tell you your best strategy. I can tell you very basic strategies that a company needs to have implemented in order for them to save money on taxes. But I can't tell you based on your specific tax situation. I can't tell you, like, do you have kids? Do you have property? Do you have debt? Are you an accredited investor? There's all these different things that make it different, and that's where you need a tax planner. And a lot of people assume that their CPA is going to do tax planning for them and tell them how to save money on taxes. But not all CPAs do tax planning. A lot of CPAs and tax preparers just do taxes. They have thousands of clients. They come in, they give them their paperwork, they file the taxes, they move on. You sometimes can ask for tax planning, and maybe your CPA or tax preparer can do that for you, but it's even better to go to someone who specializes in tax planning if your CPA doesn't do that. Currently, we're using TaxHive to refer our clients to for tax planning. So if you need tax planning, now is the time. There's things you can do. There's a few things that you can do still for 2021. There's some, qualified retirement stuff that you can do right now still for 2021, but almost nothing. There's almost nothing you can do once the year is over. So if you want to save money for taxes for 2022, now is the time to go find a tax planner and to get it planned. Get a strategy so that you save money. I don't want to see your sad faces in January when you see your P&L and you go, but I'm going to owe so much money in taxes. Like, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it now. I can't. You didn't spend, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. You didn't do any tax planning. You didn't spend your money wisely. You spent it all personally, or I don't know, whatever you did. Here's where you're at. So let's do the tax planning. The other thing that's very, very important, I know I'm talking about if you haven't done 2021 bookkeeping yet, but you got to look at your P&L every week, every month. So if you don't have 2022 bookkeeping going, you got to do it. You got to keep it in, because if you don't have numbers, you can't make correct financial decisions. You have to have your P&L so you can make a financial plan, so you can do tax planning. If you go to do tax planning right now, the first thing they're going to ask to see is your books. They're going to ask to see your 2021 books. They're going to ask to see your 2022 books to date. So you have to have all of the basic steps in. The first basic step is bookkeeping. You know, obviously there's even more basic steps, such as have a company, make money, open a bank account. But beyond that, when you're talking about you have a company and you're trying to get tax planning, or you're trying to do these things, you got to get the books in. I know I'm a bookkeeper, but I'm not just telling you just because I love bookkeeping. I'm telling you because you cannot do tax planning without numbers. Not only tax planning, you can't do business planning, right? Like, let's say you're trying to figure out, can I afford to hire another employee or not? You're not going to know unless you have your numbers. You need to be able to see, what is my income? What are my basic expenses? What is my cost of goods? What's my profit? Can I afford another employee? And how much does that employee have to make me in the first 3 months in order for them to be worth hiring? You have to know those numbers, and you're not going to know the numbers unless you have your bookkeeping. Okay, so let me just check if I have any questions. I probably don't, because I don't think I said anything unusual or surprising or anything that anybody is not expecting. Okay, let's see. Do I have any questions in the chat here? I do not. Okay, good. We dream of tax season. Good. So other things to know. In order to do 1099s, you have to have all your bookkeeping, because you need to know what every vendor that you paid was paid in full, and they all need a W-9. And I'm going to probably start talking about that again in a few months. But I just want to go back to, you need bookkeeping. So whether you come to me, whether you go to your local bookkeeper, whether your mother-in-law does your bookkeeping, I don't mind. I'm not trying to just tell you to come to me, although we, like I said, we have a waiting list right now, but we could probably fit you in a few weeks. But I just want to make sure that you know that your books need to get done for tax planning, for financial management, for 1099s, for almost every single thing that you want to do with your company. What you want to get a loan, you want to get a business loan from the SBA, you want to get an investor, anything that you need for your business, they're going to ask to see a set of books. And if you come last second, you go, I have 3 years worth of bookkeeping to do. Can you do it by tomorrow for my investor? Like, no, there's nobody that's going to be able to do that. Not only is it potentially 40 to 80 hours worth of work if you're talking about 3 years. Also, we have other people who are already in line. And this isn't just me. This is all bookkeepers. This is our, we had a minute, we had a breath after the tax season. Now it's tax season again. And then it's the end of the year tax season. And then it's the beginning of the year tax season. So there are so many deadlines. And if you want to be on time and you want to be in good shape, you got to do the bookkeeping. So again, September 15 is the S Corp deadline. And even if you want to file your personal taxes on time for the October 15, you need your K1s and you need everything for your corporations. You have to get the corporate bookkeeping done, and then you have to get the personal and then you get the corporate bookkeeping done, you get the corporate taxes done, you need that paperwork so you can file the personal taxes. So you need all of that. You need it for tax planning. Those are the main deadlines. Then you've got for retirement, for the qualified retirement stuff, you have until you file your taxes. If you haven't done your 2021 payroll yet, and you need to do a manual payroll, you've got until you file your taxes. So if there's people that are struggling on that, you've got to do it now for 2021. And if you don't have a payroll set up for 2022 yet, and you are an S corporation, now is the time. We're already more than halfway through the year. It's going to be hard on your cash flow unless you set it up right now. Okay, good. So I know basically I've just said the same thing over and over again, but I literally wanted to do a live just on this subject of the fact that these deadlines are coming up. The 1099 deadline is January 31st. It seems like a long way away, but believe me, that time goes by in the blink of an eye. And if you're one of those people that enjoys that 3 days of receipts and bank statements and hiding in your closet with a lot of coffee, great. I'd love to meet you actually, because most people don't enjoy that. But if you enjoy it and you love that stress and pressure, then good on you, mate. But everybody else that doesn't love doing that at the end of the year, get a bookkeeper. There's lots of bookkeepers. Find a good bookkeeper, get some help, get it done now. You're going to feel so much better. And I know because I've helped hundreds of people. And all of the attention and the stress and everything that you have on your taxes and your books, if it was being done every week, every month, it wouldn't be stressful. Okay, so if you do need help, whether you want a consultation, whether you want a referral, whether you want to reach out to Tax Hive, we have a discount code for that. So whatever you need, we can help you. You can reach out to me at maya@solvencynow.com. You can go to my website, solvencynow.com. You also can reach out to me on Facebook, on Maya Weinreb or Solvency Now. I always answer my messages. I'm on LinkedIn under Maya Weinreb, and I am on, I'm even on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok. Literally, I always answer my messages, so you can reach me pretty much any way you want, and I can help you. If you need a consultation, I can help you. If you need to set up, a new company, I can help you. If you need your bookkeeping done for the last 1.5 years, I can help you. You might have to wait a minute, but come to me now so we can get it done sooner. And if I'm not the right fit for you, if my company's not the right fit, I can try to find you a referral. There are other, bookkeepers companies that I work with in different areas. So that's what I would love for you to do. I want it to be stress-free for you guys. My mission statement is complete and perfect financial records for your peace of mind. I want you to have peace of mind. That's what I want. I don't think it's fun to be stressed out all the time. And my employees will agree. We don't want to be stressed out all the time. So let's do it now so no one has to work until midnight the day before taxes are due. All right, good. Well, thank you all so much. And I love having you here on the live. Again, let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, The Bottom Line Live. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.